goodbye? Y'all never say goodbye.
I'm thinking. Oh, okay.
I want to mask
that shit out.
For you.
All right, that was no mask. That was raw.
I'm just scratching the surface.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Pablo, a.k.a. Grandma's favorite grandson, a.k.a. Mr. Freckles, a.k.a. King Sock, a.k.a. Big Bearded Pablo. What's going on? We still quarantined. Hey.
A.k.a. Last Man Standing. Go ahead.
Hey, I think that. and we got Glacier in the building. And if you would like to have one of those masks, the TMRA, we ain't trying to get sick mask, holla at us, DM us, email us, you know, the meme of it all.
Prototype number 1
at gmail.com.
This is our jean line right here, the jean color, you know, in case you ladies want to wear that denim jean jacket with the denim jean summer shorts and the denim jean type mask. You can wear this too for a low price.
Or you country folks who like to hunt and still wear jean shorts and shit, y'all can wear that too.
We have the white version right here. Reversible, doesn't got it on the inside yet, but it is reversible colors, so where you can do the green.
Just in case you don't like his design, you can just put that shit inside out.
Coming to a thrift store near you.
You ain't got the blue one?
Well, the problem is when I made them, the black on this, I had to watch because I bought a whole bunch of black masks to do it on. But then I'm like, oh, the black background wasn't going to work the way I printed it on the thing. Right. So I told you, it's a prototype. I'm working on it. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to be able to. I was able to transpose the black to white, and then the OIA, I'm going to make that black. So I'm going to impose those two colors. That way I can put them on the black mask.
Okay.
So you'll have the white
impose. You hear him, Phil?
White scribble with the black lettering, and then the black mask itself will fill in the lettering.
Okay.
All right. Smart move.
So tell people who you are, sir.
It's your boy, best friend.
AKA Eminem stunt double.
Damn.
Stunt double.
AKA Glacier's stunt double.
AKA the dude from the other Tommy's stunt double in Power. Yeah.
AKA every white criminal in a hood movie. Stunt double.
Exactly. Or in the Wire season 2.
Why didn't you say Mark Wahlberg in Four Brothers? Why can't I be him?
I've never seen it.
Mark Wahlberg.
You ain't never seen that, Phil?
Never seen it.
Canceling Mark Wahlberg.
I did see Ted.
Ted.
You watched Ted with the little teddy bear?
He got kids.
That's not a kid's movie, George. If you've never seen
it is.
That is not
Trust
a
me,
kid.
he ain't watched Ted because he got kids.
My son.
Nope, I went to the theater and saw that.
What? You gave him? Oh Lord. Okay.
I went to the theater and see Ted.
But Mark Wahlberg is canceled. So
For now, till new Transformer comes out.
Huh?
Till new Transformers come out.
Right. Because they found out in the 80s he was arrested for chasing some African American people down the street and say, "I'm going to hurt you," N-word.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly, yeah. Nobody had the paperwork, but that's what they're saying.
I believe it.
And then they said this happened right before he became Marky Mark, so he's been eating off the culture for years.
Man,
that's why he can't.
I need to get on TV or something. You know, I ain't had no time. I ain't been able to see any of that.
Yeah, man. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so Marky Mark's canceled. So don't be him.
So what if they cancel Marky Mark but not Mark Wahlberg? That's two different people.
Very true.
Wow.
But you know, that's what we always say. We always say that people can change no matter what they did 20, 30 years ago. They're not the same exact person. But in these sensitive times, they're saying, nah, just stay in your corner. Because all he did was put up a Black Lives Matter post, you know, in solidarity. And then they just went in like, nah, bro, you're not doing that. So, but it is what it is. But speaking of people who need to be exonerated, free Bill till I see Bill. Bill Cosby has been granted an appeal. He has done 2 years of the 10 that he's supposed to do. He's up for parole in a year and a half, but he's going to appeal it. And he's going back to court. What y'all think?
He shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. I mean, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Let me change that. He shouldn't have been put into jail to begin with. He's too old. Like he's old. Put him on house arrest. You know?
He's 80.
Yeah, too old.
So just because you're old, you can't go to jail?
No, you can go to jail, but it's like, you know, if you leave him, if he's on house arrest, what harm could he do? You know?
He can date rape somebody else.
Yeah,
he's 80. He's not raping nothing.
Okay, hold up. Do you think he did it? I know what Mike thinks. Do you think he did it?
Oh, what does Mike think? I don't. What do you think?
No. We don't have the conversation. What do you think he did it?
I think he did some of it. Yeah, I just think he did some of it. I don't think he did everything they saying he did. I think he did some.
Some like what?
Some like I don't think he did as much as they.
He didn't rape everybody. He just raped a couple people. They just pour everybody else on top of it.
He didn't use as much drugs as they said, according to the shooter.
That's what it is. He only
there
used
you
2 pills instead of 4.
I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I think more than half did the stuff willingly. That's what I think.
Well, that's the same now. Like, even if he got out of jail now, let's say somebody didn't come over his house and do something willingly, and then say, oh, he date raped me again, and just to put him back in jail and try to get more money so he doesn't go back to jail, because you know he doesn't want to go back.
Right.
So he's going to pay. Like, I didn't do it.
So,
you know?
Me personally, I believe things happen. I'm not going to say that nothing happened. I believe things took place. I don't believe he did it with, out there consent. I think they knew, because back in those days, it was the party time. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, they was partying. And they knew what it was going there. And things happen.
Like Kathy Bates, she's the one from American Horror Story, right? The little short lady.
Yeah.
Even she came out like last year and said, back in my day, when you went to a guy's room, you knew what you were going for.
Yep.
So if you went to Bill Cosby's room, you knew you weren't going there just to have a nightcap drink with him.
Right. But if she said no and Bill kept going,
yeah, that's Bill. The thing. Like, you know what you were going there for, the possibility, but when things got out of hand, like if he took it a different level, which I feel like, he did, like, in my opinion, I feel like something happened to where he, crossed the line.
You think just because somebody pays somebody off, they do something.
Hell yeah. Would you pay somebody off?
No, that's his whole theory. Like, if it's like, oh, I'm just gonna pay them off to shut them up because I don't want to go through this no more. I don't want to pay all the damn lawyer fees. I just want to take this money. We good. He's gonna say admission of guilt.
I mean, you can look at it both. You can look at it both ways. I mean, I'm thinking he's more the guy that doesn't want to talk about it anymore. You know, he
right.
wants
It
he
was
wants to
in the
get
past.
right.
To him, it was like 50 years ago. He's like,
Right.
fuck.
He wants to just get it out the way. Like, okay, what does it take to shut her up? Here you go.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you got, see, this one understand. Like, you got to decipher between who's lying and who's actually telling the truth.
Right.
Because there are people that came out and was like, yeah, you know, we was lying. We was trying to get the bag. Then there's people who actually went through some shit with Bill, but it all blurs together now because the liars.
Yep.
And then you'll get people who was on the fence. They be like, you know what? She lying, they lying, you know, and it's not right. So I don't know, but he gets an appeal coming up real soon, actually. So he might get off. He might be home.
I don't see. I guarantee you he'll be home because, like Shooter said, he's old. Like, what harm is he to anybody at 80 right now?
They hit him. They hit him with 10, and he was still old.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to say, like, you know, house arrest, whatever.
Exactly.
OJ got out.
Yeah, he killed 2 people.
Like OJ killed 2 people, got
allegedly
off, robbed a bunch of people, put a gun to people's faces, went to jail, and still got out.
That he did do.
His whole merchandise.
That's what he did. He did that.
So what's the difference?
In court, he didn't kill anybody.
So what's the difference with Bill paying somebody off for something that he didn't do, or OJ robbing somebody for his own merchandise?
Because they got OJ on tape robbing somebody. They don't got Bill, merchandise. They got Bill stuff. But if your merchant, so you had a car, right? You sold your car. You don't go back to the person that you sold the car to and like, hey, give my car back with a gun.
But I thought he was saying that the stuff was stolen from him. And
he thought it was, but they sold his merchandise. That's why he went to jail. Because they sold his Heisman, they sold his jersey, they sold all that shit, and he said he got robbed. No, they sold the shit. That's just like you. You go get your car, like, yo, give my car back. Like, no, I bought this fair and square. No, give my shit back. You're robbing them. You're going to jail.
But like, let's say some crackhead breaks into your house,
right?
Takes that 85-inch TV you got,
okay,
pawns it.
Ass, but all right,
pawns it. You can go back to the pawn shop and get your stuff. That ain't robbing them.
It is, but you got to prove that they pawned it.
That's
how my brother got caught up because somebody asked him to pawn something because they didn't have an ID. So when they looked for the stolen property, they had his face on camera.
Man, he fell for that.
Bro, you know he nice like that, man. They came to the house too. Got him like 6 in the morning.
Damn. They want to make sure he was sleeping. No issues.
Yep.
Jeez.
Bubba, motherfucking Bubba Wallace. The Fed said the news been there. This shit didn't happen yesterday. The shit was here for a year. It was there. Whether it was a year or yesterday, it was there. So I think it's an issue. I don't think it's Bubba's issue. I think it's just an issue. And I'm going to go on record and say that. I don't think it's Bubba's issue.
I don't think it's his issue either. I think it has nothing to do with him. And
right.
The way they described it, like I read the article and the way they described it was that somebody just turned a pull rope into like a handle rope. So the example they used was the rope coming from your attic door.
Yeah.
Like, and you know how like some people have a ball on the end, some people have like a knot because your hand slips off of it, whatever the case might be. So instead of pulling this pull rope to where it was a straight rope to burn your hand, slip out of your hand, whatever, I don't know what it was connected to. But they said somebody basically tied like a handle into it, like a hoop, to where they can pull it down that way and it wouldn't burn their hand or do anything. I don't know.
Now, no. Now, to the untrained eye, what does that look like?
Absolutely. But the thing that I don't want to, you know, and not that I want anything, because like I'm just one person in the story. Like I can't control the narrative or whatever. But the last thing we need is for something to seem like something is not and affect a lot of people, because that I'm sure that shit affected Bubba when they said, "Hey, we found this." Like, you know, mentally, I'm sure that fucked him up and like affected him. And you know, that's what I don't want to happen. Just because it looks like something, we can't, you know, assume that it was that, you know.
True. And I don't see, this is the thing, right? Like they're saying it's nothing, but all the racers, like, you know, stood with him, like, hey, this is fucked up. We understand. We with you, brother. And they walked alongside his car and shit. Like, so I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, these times are definitely, you know.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful how things gets. You know what I mean? Like, it's
you're either getting separated and segregated during these times, or you're coming together. Like there's no in between. Like,
right,
I feel like
it's a civil war, and it's not even black and white on the civil war. It's either you're racist or you're not racist, and then there's people in the middle who don't want to seem racist, so they jump to the not racist side. And there's other people that's like, you know what? I don't care either way. As long as it don't affect me, then people are like, oh, you racist then. And it's not fair to the non-people of color to say, well, shit, I'm okay. Like where I live at, where, you know, all my group and my surroundings is fine, then people are like, oh, so you're not down with the cause. You know what I mean? Like, because there's still other things that we need to address besides Black Lives Matter. I know that's the sexy topic now, but there's other things to address. You know, crime is still up. You know, people dying in the hospital is still up. Corona's still out there. There's other things to talk about, but I just don't like that you force people to pick a side. Yeah. Like people DM me every day, like, yo, post this, because you got more followers than they need to see this. Like I be telling, I'm like, no, like you post it. Like, why do I gotta post it? You post it. It'll make more impact if you post it than I would. Cause it'll just get lost in my post. But you know, that's just me. DL Hughley passes out on stage. Comes to find out he has COVID. Tested positive for COVID-19, coronavirus, SARS, COVID, IgG, all that good shit.
Man.
So I'm gonna let Mike take care of this one since he has a fondness for Mr. Hughley. How do you feel about that, sir?
Can COVID make you pass out?
Yeah, it's like the flu.
Okay.
It's like the flu.
The crazy thing is I saw the video when he was at the hospital thanking everybody for taking care of him. He ain't had no mask on.
Right.
So you thanking everybody while you spreading your germs around the hospital.
See, when you go to the hospital, the patients don't have masks. Only people that work there. Ain't that some shit?
So you let the patients spread that shit on all the stuff, you know, that you got to touch, and then you spread it around.
The only thing they, if you got to get on a ventilator, that's it. But other than that, you don't wear shit.
You know, I hate to say that I feel bad for him and everything, you know, but, or, you know, whatever, but.
DL as a comic, I'm not too big of a fan. People say he's funny. I don't see it. He does bring some sort of awareness. You know, he's problematic at times, but, you know, everybody is. But, yeah, I don't want to see him go down like that. That's it, you know.
Yeah, you know, right now, this virus shit is serious. So I don't want to see anybody die from the virus at all.
Right.
You know, because, like, that could be one of us three at any time, you know.
It almost was me.
Right, and you being fat, like you susceptible to, like, you know, being taken out.
You act like you thin, bruh. You got a little.
Wait a minute. Well, you gotta remember, if that other guy survived it, I'm sure he'd be fine.
The other guy.
Yo, okay, Phil.
What? It's facts.
All I'm saying is he ain't lying. If he can make it,
mm-hmm.
You know, like I agree with you. I used to, I never really thought DL shows and all that stuff was funny. Like, right. I just feel sometimes he pushes an agenda that, doesn't create a culture where people, everybody can walk away feeling like something's been accomplished, or everybody are coming together with some of his things. So I feel like he just does more separation or segregation in his views than he does with, joining people and trying to make things better.
So that you said that, I'm not in any way shea butter. I have no affiliations, but I do know somebody who is in the community, and I've been out the loop for a long time. So there's people I see on TV. I'm like, oh, they cool. Let me watch a video with them. There's a list of African Americans who are on the shit list of the woke shea butter community. And you'll be surprised who's almost at the top of that list, sir. Take a guess.
Dave Chappelle.
No, shit.
You said African American?
Yep. I ain't know he was African American. I thought he was a white boy. You don't like him at all.
Your boy, what's his
Kanye
name?
West.
Sean King?
Yep. Sean King. He's at the top of that fucking list, man.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, I said the same shit.
I thought everybody loved him. I thought he was like their...
I did too. Like, I put a list up. Well, I put a picture up, and it had like the Hodge twins and all them on there. And it was like, y'all forgetting Sean King. And I'm like, oh shit, for real? And everybody was like, yeah, I was about to say that too. And it was like a bunch of comments saying that Sean King don't be doing shit. He just be running his mouth, and that's it.
Yeah, I think, I feel like him. I think he's a very, he's a divider versus, somebody who tries to bring people together. I feel like
I think that he found a passion. He found people that listens to him. So he feels like he has to speak on every matter. Yeah, so yeah, like even like in music and basketball, like in sports, if somebody wins a championship every single fucking year, you get tired of seeing them. In music, the same fucker the same thing with activism, and it's sad. Like you see the same person Nick Cannon comes out all the time, but he spaces that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And then he lumps everybody together. Sean King finds a purpose of every single day. Like, yo.
It's one of those things.
He's not really helping.
Right, he's not. Like, he's helping his pocket because he's trying to jump on board with everything, because the more relevant he stays, the more views he gets, the more money he makes.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think Sean King is a race baiter. I think
What? Race baiter?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just scratching the surface.